Safe jumps are a powerful but unintuitive option. If the opponent doesn't understand how they work, they can be oppressive. The reverse is also true. If you don't know what a safe jump is, then you're at a huge disadvantage trying to defend against it. A safe jump gives the attacker a free mix-up where they're heavily favoured. In this video, I'm going to explain what a safe jump is, how they work, and how to perform one. Then I'll give some advice for using safe jumps effectively and defending when the opponent uses safe jumps against you. A safe jump is an option select that allows you to jump at the opponent and perform an attack while keeping yourself safe from a reversal. If the defender blocks the attack, you'll be left very plus, often with double digits of advantage. Safe jumps require specific timing. The attack must hit the opponent after they wake up, but the attacker must land before a reversal would be active. For most characters, you need to be plus 42 after a knockdown to perform a safe jump. This does vary as not all characters have the standard 43 frame jump length. Some characters like Ed have slower reversals. The window will be larger against these characters. I wouldn't worry too much about this. Although there are some matchup specific safe jump setups, it's not really worth learning outside of the highest level. So how do you actually perform a safe jump? Well, first you need to find a setup, and these are character specific. You'll have to look one up for your character or find one on your own. Once you know a setup, performing a safe jump is simple. Perform a jumping attack and ensure you're holding back as you land. If you don't hold back, you won't block the reversal and instead you'll get hit. You can practice this by setting the dummy to randomly perform a reversal or to block on wake up. The move should connect with the opponent when they block, but when they do the reversal you should land and block it. Note that this is an option select. Your inputs should be the same every time regardless of what the opponent does. If you hit, you get a combo. If the opponent blocks, you get a mix-up. If the opponent does a reversal, you get a punish. Safe jumps are hit confirmable, although this might require a bit of practice. Now you know how safe jumps work, here are a few tips to use them effectively. Make sure that if your opponent doesn't block your safe jump, you're actually getting a combo. At lower levels, many players will never block on wake up, and it's important you can convert this into a combo. If the opponent does block, you'll be very plus. Make sure you do follow-up pressure, and as always, try to mix up your options and be unpredictable. Although safe jumps beat most reversals, some reversals work a bit differently. Honda's headbutt has armor and will usually beat safe jumps. Although Marissa's level 1 has armor, it's actually too slow to beat safe jumps. It will armor the hit, but you can still block the super. Aki's snake step will evade the safe jump. You can call this out with a punish counter throw, but you have to be ready for it. Zangief's level 3 will beat safe jumps. However, there's a fairly easy option select to beat it. As you land, hold up for a brief moment. If Gief does level 3, then you'll jump and dodge it. If Gief doesn't do level 3, you'll be stuck in block or hit stun, and so the jump won't come out. Make sure you're aware of your opponent's reversals and how they interact with safe jumps. One option to be aware of as both the attacker and defender is perfect parry. If the defender perfect parries the safe jump, they're left at +2. This allows them to go for a strike throw mix-up. To call this out, the attacker can do an empty jump throw. This will give a punish counter throw for heavy damage and Oki. If the attacker does an empty jump and the opponent doesn't parry, they'll be left -1. Perfect parry can be a good option to mix in as a defender. Although it may seem high risk for low reward, blocking the safe jump also puts you in a bad position. Record the dummy doing a safe jump and practice perfect parrying until you can do it consistently. Perfect parry is a good option, but don't over rely on it as you can get punished. When defending against safe jumps, remember that you can back roll. Most safe jumps won't work outside the corner if you back roll them. In the corner, you'll usually need to block the jump in and then take the pressure. Treat it the way you would any other Oki situation. Your opponent's options are the same as they are after a knockdown. They can press a button, throw, or shimmy. As a defender, it's important to know that if you try to reversal or interrupt a safe jump, you're going to get punished. Try to learn to recognize safe jumps. This requires matchup knowledge, although sometimes you can tell that something clearly isn't a safe jump. If you respect safe jumps, some players will try to sneak in jumps in places that aren't safe. If you do end up reversaling a safe jump, I recommend going into the replay and making a mental note of the setup. That way you'll know for next time. Safe jumps are a powerful Oki tool and well worth working into your game. They're also something you need to know about as a defender. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you all next time.